Thank you, and please be seated. It is a warm Tuesday morning, and I am Ianka Williams. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to a space that is themed Christmas as we get some 40 residents ready to have a home for Christmas. Many persons may assume, or have the connotation anyways, that the HDC is giving away homes. But in fact, it is only giving you a start. You will see some 40 persons who have applied, been processed and screened, patiently waited, and will now be holding keys to property at this beautiful new location. Of course, my job is only to take you through today's happenings. So to give you more details on exactly that, we will begin today's activities with welcome remarks from none other than the Managing Director of the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, the HDC. We bring to the lectern Ms. Jaisal McFarlane.
His Worship, Cagney Kazmaier, Mayor of Arima, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Member of Parliament of Davide O'Meara, members of the Board of the Housing Development Corporation, heads of department of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, my apologies, Minister Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, divisional managers of the Housing Development Corporation, members of staff, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is indeed an honor to welcome you on behalf of the Board of Directors, management and staff of the HDC to yet another installment in our ongoing campaign of A Home for Christmas. It seems like just yesterday we were engaged in a similar exercise in San Fernando, where in honor of our country's 60th independence anniversary, we distributed 60 keys to excited families who satisfied the HDC's eligibility requirements. Today, we are here at Heron Court, Malabar, where an additional 45 families will receive keys to their homes, allowing them for the first time to enjoy the privilege that comes with home ownership. I congratulate most heartily those 45 families and thank them for their forbearance as they waited for their names to be finally called. Many have shared with me the agony they have gone through as tenants in other people's homes, the amount of dead money they have paid in rent, and the indescribable joy they now experience in knowing that this phase of their lives is finally over. Today represents a new dawn for all of them as they embark on a new journey of home ownership. These homes, the keys to which they have received today, are perhaps the most valuable physical asset that they will ever possess. And so I urge you, I encourage you to treat this as you would treat anything of value and with due care and attention. For many of you, this is the beginning of an accumulation of intergenerational wealth. For now, well, apart from your good names, there is something else that you can pass on to your children. Ladies and gentlemen, in welcoming you to today's key distribution ceremony, I will be failing in my duty if I did not seize the opportunity to indicate to you the substantial progress the agency has been making over the past 6 years, as we have come full circle from where we began. Within the last 5 years, I can tell you that the HDC has distributed well over 3,000 houses to deserving and qualified citizens. We are currently engaged in construction on 35 sites spread throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad, and we should have another 22,000 units or so ready for distribution soon. I wish to give the population the assurance, therefore, that we have not forgotten you, and the time that we lost as a result of COVID-19 lockdown is rapidly being made up, because we are more than cognizant of our obligations to you. To the thousands of persons on our database awaiting housing, I say to you, do not lose hope. Your turn could be very well coming next. As our very supportive line minister, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, intimated at the last key distribution ceremony, we will do this every month until Christmas. Beyond that, we will be distributing houses as and when they become available to us. Here at Heron Court, for example, the total yield is in the vicinity of 58 three-bedroom units, which leaves a balance of 13 units still to be completed and distributed. Our contractors, IT McLeod Projects Limited, led by the indomitable Tracy McLeod Celestin, has assured that they will continue to work assiduously to ensure that they complete their contractual obligations to the HDC and, by extension, to the people of Trinidad and Tobago at the earliest opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to advise that in determining the composition of the beneficiaries of today's key distribution, the HDC kept true to its mandate and promised to members of the protective services. Of the 45 units to be distributed today, 10 of them, the equivalent of 22%, are being allocated to members of the protective services. This pattern of allocation, made as part of a collaborative effort with the Ministry of National Security, is the HDC's contribution to ensuring the safety and security of our communities. And therefore I say to these officers today, you are not only the beneficiaries of state-subsidized housing, but you have been chosen over and above other applicants to look after not only your own families, but the general well-being of the communities to which you now belong. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exciting time to be with the HDC. Notwithstanding the litany of complaints we receive on a daily basis from those both legitimate and highly unrealistic expectations of the HDC, I am convinced that we are now getting back on track to fulfilling the mandate enshrined in both of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and our own country's Roadmap to Recovery and Vision 2030. All of these documents either speak of the obligation on the part of the government to provide affordable housing for those who could least afford it, and ensuring in the process that no one is left behind. I am convinced, even more than when I assumed the leadership role of the HDC, that we are once again steering ourselves in the right direction, returning to our original moorings from which we had obviously drifted during an earlier period. Today, through some very innovative policy shifts, the HDC is once again at the forefront of executing its social housing policy, where persons at the middle and lower strata of the economic scale can justifiably place their hope in the HDC to provide them with an affordable home. The HDC currently allocates houses utilizing 4 options, depending on the income level of applicants. These 4 options are mortgages, rentals, rent to own, and license to occupy. Each one of these options caters to a very distinct segment of the 191,000 applicants currently on the HDC's database. And therefore, we are certain not only that there's a space for everyone, but also there's an option that would be palatable to every sector of the population in need of state-subsidized housing. To the 45 families who received their keys today, I urge you to express your gratitude to the state by being model residents, by being good neighbors to each other, by developing that sense of the village raising the children, which unfortunately we have seemed to lost. I urge you as well to honor diligently your financial commitments to the HDC, to the TTMF, and to the management companies, for it is in so doing we are able to ensure other families like your own are privileged and provided with the housing accommodation that they so desperately seek. As I close, I wish to thank my minister for her continued support and encouragement, the chairman and the board of directors for their confidence they continue to repose in me and my team, and most importantly, the staff, the entire staff of the HDC, who through thick and thin, sun and rain, ensures that we could have ceremonies like this today. I thank you all, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you so kindly, Managing Director McFarlane, who reminded these new community members of the opportunity, yes, but how they should express their gratitude for becoming a part of this community. And we, of course, being in the community of Arima, must now hear remarks from His Worship, the Mayor of Arima, Mr. Cagney Casimir, the 45th Mayor therein.
Thank you very much, Mistress of Ceremonies, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Development, and of course the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, our Member of Parliament for Davide O'Meara and Minister in the Ministry of Education, members of the Board of the Housing Development Corporation, heads of department at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, divisional managers of the Housing Development Corporation, of course my colleagues, Deputy Mayor Alderman Herman Noel, and Councillor for Malabar South, Councillor Joycelyn Worrell, members of staff, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. So Christmas has come early to the Royal Chartered Borough, and I want to thank the Minister for bringing Christmas in September. It's very much appreciated. And of course, I was also indicated to the Minister that this facility that she has erected here is excellent. I was asking her to use it for my civic awards. So, Minister, I have to emulate this for our civic awards. Thank you very much for giving me the concept. So, ladies and gentlemen, my duty here this morning is very simple. It's to welcome 45 new burgesses to the Royal Chartered Borough of Arima here in the electoral district of Malabar South. Your MP, as you would have heard, is the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, and your councillor, of course, is Councillor Joycelyn Worrell. Saturday, we would have reinstituted a water tank farm there for 60,000 gallons of water, of course with the assistance of the HDC and the contractor, the IT McLeod, and of course our very distinguished CEO of the Housing Development Corporation would have provided us with the opportunities to ensure that for the burgesses of Arima and especially of the Heron Court, there is water available on a continuous basis. And so it is with that care and attention that I know that the HDC and the council would give to the new Burgesses of Malabar South. We are here for you. We want to ensure, as the managing director would have said, that you live as neighbors, comfortable, taking care of each other. You will know this is a small community here that needs to come together to be able to ensure that everyone lives in safety and security. I want to give you the assurance that we are working on some issues to make sure that you are in comfort within this development here. We have at the Arima Municipal Police a new unit, the environmental unit, that will take care of the small little nuisances that you have in terms of loud music, in terms of some of the other environmental factors with regards to ensuring that the community is living safe according to the guidelines of the association. I think the president of the Bellbird Townhouse Association is also here, I'm not sure. But you have a president of an association, and I'm hoping that you would join that association to ensure that all the residents of the community have a say in terms of how the community operates, especially in terms of how you relate to the Arima Borough Corporation with regards to some of the sanitation issues and the garbage collection issues. We will work that out with the HDC. We have been working very, very closely with the HDC and other developments to ensure that all these services come to you, and the services that are provided are very premium. So I'm very happy to see all the guests here, and to one particular guest, Helena, your time has come. As the HDC manager said, it will take a little time, but the HDC is here to serve you. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, is here to ensure that the needs of its citizens and its constituents are met at every level. So, again, welcome on behalf of the Arima Borough Corporation, the Council, and the CEO, Mrs. Cheryl Sujutong, to Malabar South and to the Royal Chartered Borough of Arima. On Republic Day, of course, we will have our little fireworks in the velodrome, so you're invited to attend our fireworks ceremony. It can be part of the celebration of an early Christmas to the Malabar South and the Arima constituency and the Darby-O'Meara constituency and to the Royal Chartered Borough of Arima. Thank you very much, Minister, for giving us the early Christmas. We very much appreciate it. And to all the new homeowners, congratulations. And again, welcome to the Arima Borough Corporation. Thank you very much.
A warm welcome from the mayor. Now, we've said it is a home for Christmas. The decor denotes as much. But wouldn't it be more Christmassy if we had a bit of entertainment? We are also live on TTT, I-95, and Talk City. And at this point, they will be taking a break in terms of their transmission. So for our enjoyment, we will have some entertainment. Bringing you to the stage, no stranger to the Trinbago audience, a man who is well beyond the season, but also fitting. Let's give a lusty round of applause for Calypso Night.
Say, well, yo, 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 yo. La, da, da, da. Good morning, everybody. How are we? Well, I did not come down here to make no fuss. I came to give away some houses to you for Christmas. Yes, as we all can see, I am doing this with the HDC. In case you don't know, I am glad to say that you are all in here today. And before I move on, I don't want to pause. Please give the HDC a round of applause. Say, wo, yo, 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 yo. Say, la, da, 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 la, la. Now I see this gentleman taking a video of me. Make sure you give a good side, as we all can see. Because it is very clear. Some of you this is your first time here. Because as we can see, I'm glad that you will be getting your key. So you can start your home very easy. and enjoy a good life with your family. Say la da da la da 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 da, help me now, la da. Oh yo 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 yo. Say whoa. Now people, I want to try my best to do this nice. Let me share with you some good advice. It is very clear that you all are getting your keys this year. Now, please listen to me. This is the first day for you in this day.
TTT News, online and fully interactive. Follow us on social media at TTT Live Online.
There are more ways to win big and multiply your money with the new Lotto Plus multiplier. When you play your regular Lotto Plus bet, add the multiplier for only $5 more and get a chance to multiply your non-jackpot prizes. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, or even 20 times. You can win up to $1 million. Plus now win a quick pick when you match 2 numbers and the Powerball. Win even bigger prizes with the new Lotto Plus multiplier today. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Welcome to this morning's Playway Pick 2 and Pick 4 draw, supervised by independent auditors KPMG and presided over by the National Lotteries Control Board. Good luck, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome to the NLCB's Playway Pick 2 and Pick 4 draw for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. First we draw this morning's Playway number. And the winning number is 6, the lucky mark belly. That number again, 6, the lucky mark belly. Our Mega Mix machine is loaded with a Mega Bonus Ball in each chamber. Should a Mega Bonus Ball call, you win $36. If a Mega Ball calls, $80. A Mega Ultra Ball calls, $100 and $125 should a Mega Extreme Ball call. Players' Mega options cost an additional $1 and you can win more Mega for your money. And now for Mega Mix selection. A Mega Bonus Ball has called. Players, Playway number 6, the lucky mark belly, has called with a Mega Bonus Ball. Congratulations, Mega winners. You've won the base payout and your additional Mega winnings. Next, we draw this morning's Pick 2 numbers. First Pick 2 number is 5. That number again is 5. Now for second Pick 2 number. The second Pick 2 number is 11. That number again is 11. This morning's Pick 2 numbers are 5 and 11 in that order. We've loaded the Mega Ball and 2 white balls. Remember, if the white ball calls, there'll be no extra payout. However, when the Pick 2 Mega Ball calls, if players paid an extra $5 minimum on the Mega Ball, not only will they win the base payout, but the additional Mega payout. And we have our Mega Ball. Congratulations, you're a Pick 2 Mega winner. Players, Pick 2 numbers 5 and 11 in that order, have called with a Mega Ball. Not only have you won your base payout, but an additional Mega payout. And now for Pick 4 draw. And the first Pick 4 number is 3. That number again is 3. The second Pick 4 number is 9. That number again is 9. The third Pick 4 number is 1. That number again is 1. And the fourth and final Pick 4 number is 1. That number again is 1. I repeat, this morning's winning Pick 4 numbers are 3, 9, 1 and 1 in that order. Congratulations to all our Playway, Pick 2 and Pick 4 winners. Now for some Cashpot news. 5 lucky players who chose yesterday's 5 winning numbers, each won at $29,600. Congratulations to those fortunate Cashpot winners. Make your money multiply with the new Lotto Plus multiplier. For an extra $5, you can multiply your non-jackpot prizes up to 20 times. Wednesday's Lotto Plus jackpot is now an estimated $2,800,000. Play today. Make life easier with VIA. It's a fast, safe and convenient way to pay your bills and top up your mobile at over 1,300 NLCB lottery centres nationwide. Thank you for joining us. Do so again at 1 p.m. for another Playway, Pick 2 and Pick 4 draw.
Say, neighbor, 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 wake up now. Is everybody here? Let me hear that. Neighbor, neighbor, that is what I sang as I give myself a parang. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the HDC a round of applause. Please give the Honorable Minister and her team and her staff, the CEO, the rest, everybody working hard to ensure that we get these houses distributed for Christmas. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
We're feeling festive. I'm seeing great smiles and everybody is cheerful as we draw closer to the key distribution, the actual keys in hand. Of course, before we do that, though, we must hear from the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Member of Parliament for Dabadi Umera.
Thank you. First, let me reassure you, despite the instruments, I will not be singing. I promise. His Worship, Alderman Cagney Casimir, Mayor of Arima, the Deputy Mayor of Arima, Alderman Herman Noel, the Woman of the Hour, the lady who makes it happen, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, members of the Board of the Housing Development Corporation, heads of department in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, managers, members of staff, most importantly, the people who will get their houses this morning. Welcome to the borough of Arima. Now, not to be biased, but of course, the last time the Honorable Prime Minister was here, he referred to Malabar as Greater Arima. Obviously, because it is great. And obviously, because it is in the great constituency of Dabadi Umera. Welcome. As we approach the 100 days of Christmas, it is only fitting that you come to the capital of Parang. Yes, someone might want to tell you it's Paraman, but I will side with the mayor. It is Arima. And Arima, as in Malabar. Yes, I know, I'm pushing it. But my good friend Alyssa Jagasar is here this morning, and again I would tell her, Los Alumnos de Malabar song so much better. This key distribution marks once again that this government and administration will continue to deliver on all its promises. We have experienced the most challenging global crisis to hit our world in over 100 years. We are thankful that not only did Trinidad and Tobago survive, but we continue to thrive, and the HDC with it. These units are quite lovely, spacious, and nested in what I would once again with great bias state the best constituency in Trinidad and Tobago, second only to Aruka Maloney. Yes, I had to say that, folks. I had to. I want us to get more houses. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, the Managing Director, all major stakeholders, and by extension, the great leadership of my colleagues, especially the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, whose leadership is always marked by care, kindness, and consideration. To the new homeowners of Heron Court, let me tell you, you're getting more than a home. You're inheriting an entire community. Arima, to which you will now belong to the borough of Arima, is a different space and place. It is a place where we love our own, where we support our own. You will have lovely facilities such as the Larry Gomes Stadium. You will have access to our many parks. We have good roads, and I must say, without any bias again, that you would have one of the best local government councillors on the Arima Borough, Councillor Worrell. We call her the Energizer Bunny for good reason. She keeps going. And before you leave here, new homeowners, make sure to get her number. Believe me, she's only a phone call away. The reason why I am happy that you are lucky enough to come into this constituency and into this particular borough is because I know the people here care. So when you come in, join the community, participate, embrace it. You're not just building a home, you're helping us build a wonderful town, eventually a city. And I want you all to remember that the EBC office is right there, the Arima Borough Corporation is right there, and everything you could possibly want or need, you just call your mayor, Cagney Casimir, and he will get it for you. I promise. I promise. Twice. Dabity O'Merrill is lucky to have you. I am lucky to have you. And I thank HDC for ensuring that more families have a home for Christmas. And I look forward to the next set and the next set. And I'm just making a little plug here, Madam Minister. We have lots of land space in Dabity O'Merrill. Anytime you want to build, you could come and bring the Parang side with you. Because Los Alumnos de Malabar is a really good group. So I thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you ever so kindly. And I look forward to hearing Los Alumnos de Malabar. All right, one day. Maybe then we'll hear your beautiful voice. Now, the instruments behind me perhaps have you a bit excited, but yes, we will be entertaining you in the spirit of the season. But first, we will hear from the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development and Member of Parliament for Laventille East Mova.
Thank you very much. His Worship, the Mayor, Mr. Cagney Casimir, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Member of Parliament for Dabity O'Merrill, members of the Board of the Housing Development Corporation, the Managing Director of the HDC, Ms. J.Cell McFarlane, very hard-working and committed, heads of department at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, divisional managers of the Housing Development Corporation, members of staff, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So first, I'd just like to congratulate all of you who will be receiving keys today. And I would say good morning one more time for the persons who didn't hear me the first time. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So it's a pleasure to be here in Malabar once again. And, just going on Miss Lisa Morris Julian, it's a very beautiful and lovely place, and you all are lucky to be here. It reminds me of a place that you all will aspire to be very soon, a place called Mova. It's a wonderful place where persons live together and happy, and they bring out persons like myself who keep smiling. So one day, los alumnos de Mova. As Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, I can give you the assurance that the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, under the leadership of the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, is committed to supporting home ownership, access to affordable housing, as well as innovative and sustainable community development. As you receive your keys today, you join the list of recent and upcoming beneficiaries of new housing units, just in time for Christmas 2022. The Ministry, through its agency, the HDC, remains steadfast in the commitment to deliver hundreds of homes over the next few months. And as the MD would have indicated earlier, we're going to be doing the celebration every month. So, Minister, congratulations for that. Helping to afford safe, decent housing is what we are about. Just yesterday, we turned the sod at Beetham to undertake refurbishment and restoration works to housing units to provide the community with modern housing for the residents. Many of you are going to leave here today as changed people. You are not only leaving here with the keys in your hand, but with the privilege to live in a decent neighborhood, a place to spend quality time with your family, a place to create memories, and in years ahead, an inheritance for generations to come. While this is an opportunity to give thanks to the Honorable Minister, to your Member of Parliament, and to your government, I know some of you will also seize the opportunity to think about those who wish they could live like you today. How can every one of us here help more people to live like this? The answer is how you care for your homes. Do your part and encourage your neighbors to keep your community clean, adhere to regulations, and meet your financial obligations to the HDC and TTMF. Because with your discipline and payments, we can create a sustainable model where your payment, we can create more communities like this. So do your part and make this community not just a home, but also a revenue source for continued development in this nation. While I congratulate all new homeowners, I also want you to congratulate yourselves, because with your new homes, you are making an investment in yourselves and family. With these new homes, your government is also making a significant investment in you at a time when money does not come easy. The government continues to offer subsidized housing to make more affordable nation citizens to achieve the mission that everyone has decent, safe, sanitary, and affordable housing. As we invest in you, so too we want you to invest in yourselves. For those of you with children, that may mean providing a space conducive to study, to work on expanding economic opportunities for yourselves and your families. This part of Malabar looks like the perfect environment for that. Let today be a new day, a day of significant personal transformation. Malabar is a great place to live. There are well-functioning services, schools, public assets, transportation, and a nearby industrial estate with jobs. I urge you to make the best of this location. I urge you to seek the largest return on your investment by caring for your new home. And if I look back at the way I grew up in my very beautiful home of Mova, I knew everyone in my community. There are some developments where persons don't know the person living 3 houses down. Let us change that. Let us come together, join as groups, as the mayor would have indicated. Let us strengthen the bond and the fabric of this nation. Let us be together. Let us love together. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Minister Leons, for that heartwarming address, reiterating everything we've heard this morning of community, of togetherness, of love, and more than anything, of welcoming you to your new development, your new community, just in time for Christmas. So, you have the instruments behind me. You see the paranderos. And of course, Arima, as the mayor and others have indicated, is well known for parang music. So, it is fitting that we now take a moment to remove the podium and get ready to be entertained by none other than Los Alumnos de San Juan.
Start your family, a home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC. A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
Buenos días a todos. It's Regis. Good morning to all. It is always a pleasure to celebrate and to give thanks. And at this time, we give thanks and we give praises, singing glory.
Cantando gloria. Cantando gloria. Cantando. Cantando. La 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 la. Cantando gloria, gloria, gloria y en el cielo. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero, cantando gloria, gloria, gloria en el cielo. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero. Vamos a cantar la divina historia. Sobre el nacimiento del niño en su gloria. Sobre el nacimiento del niño y su gloria. Cantando gloria, gloria, gloria en el cielo. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero. Cantando gloria, gloria, gloria en el cielo. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero. En un establo nació el Dios verdadero. En establo humilde nació el poderoso.
la música tradicional.
We're gonna wheel that one. I find everybody's faces looking kind of serious. And this was a celebration. And all you know, parang music is love. So we have a little dance for this song. But seeing that you're all sitting and all you can stand up, we just want the shoulders to go like, eh. Simple. Eh. Simple, simple. So we go in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and eh. Shoulders, eh. Uh-huh. Eh. Eh. Muy bien. Eh. Para la mañana. Para la mañana. Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Este huele pecho de caña no se puede contener. Tomando por la cabeza y se baja por los pies. Este huele pecho de caña no se puede contener. Tomando por la cabeza y se baja por los pies. Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. I know the mayor want to get up and dance. So we're gonna do the shoulders again. Let me go. Eh. 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 Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Para la mañana. Para mediodía. Para toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Cuando canto este guarrapo, yo canto con alegría. Porque no me cuesta tenerle compañía. Ay, canto guarrapo, yo canto con alegría. Porque no me cuesta tenerle compañía. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Ay, 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 uy, uy, uy. ¿Cómo no voy a llorar? Soy una sola vida tengo y me la quiere quitar. Ay, 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 uy, uy. ¿Cómo no voy a llorar? Soy una sola vida tengo y me la quiere quitar. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. Guarrapo a la mañana. Guarrapo a mediodía. Guarrapo a toda hora. Como si fuera comida. You have been listening to the Los Alumnos de San Juan for Randy.
A home to start your family. A home to make new memories. Feel the joy and excitement there will be. Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
The joy of home ownership is in the air as the HDC allocates new homes to persons on our database just in time for Christmas.
Moving into a home this Christmas from the HDC.
Such a hard act to follow. I know you absolutely do not want to hear from me, but it does mean that we are this much closer to keys in hand. So can we have another round of applause for Los Alumnos de San Juan, bringing the spirit of Christmas to today's celebrations. Special mention to the mayor's fantastic chair dance moves. A little bit again, and you would be up here with them. Of course, we are continuing to move straight along because we do want to get you that home for Christmas. And to do that, we must now hear from the Honourable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development and Member of Parliament for Aruka Maloney.
Thank you very much, Ainka. First citizen of the city of Arima. I heard that predicted by the Member of Parliament. My friend and colleague, the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, and Member of Parliament for Laventille East Mova. My friend and colleague, the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Member of Parliament for Dabadi Omera. And let me just say before I go on with the salutations, that Dabadi Omera was a constituency that I represented when it was Aruka South. And yes, that is why it is such a good constituency. And I will tell my colleague who is the Member of Parliament for Laventille East Mova, that if you want me to come to Laventille East Mova and fix up your constituency, I will do that too. And just saying that those of you who are getting houses here, I will expand the constituency of Aruka Maloney so that you will belong to a very excellent constituency. I don't think I need to say more. Managing Director of the Housing Development Corporation, J.Cell McFarlane, members of the board of the HDC, heads of department of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, divisional managers and other members of staff of the HDC, councillors for the Arima Borough Corporation, the Royal Chartered Borough, and as a member of this Royal Chartered Borough, I'm very pleased to be here. And it is really a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here with you today, you, the recipients of keys for these housing units. This distribution of keys is a privilege for me as the minister charged with the responsibility of overseeing this most important aspect of government's contract with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, aligned as it is with the first pillar of our roadmap to recovery, that no one should be left behind. With events such as these, it is always a pleasure to see the smiles of absolute joy that cross the faces of those of you who are beneficiaries of these units and who receive these keys. I note the joy that mothers and fathers express as they receive these keys, knowing that they now have the opportunity to turn these housing units into homes filled with laughter and joy, homes where ambitions are nurtured and dreams realized. These are the opportunities for us as ministers and your servants to experience genuine job satisfaction. It is in instances like these when the confluence of ideas, policies and execution materialize, that we understand more fully what it means to have a government working for you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed Mayor, you will recall that less than a month ago, on August 23rd, we launched this program aptly entitled A Home for Christmas in San Fernando. On that occasion, in commemoration of our 60th anniversary of independence, we distributed, as was said before, keys to 60 families who had satisfied the HDC's eligibility requirements, promising at that time to conduct similar exercises every month until Christmas 2022. Today, we continue to fulfill that promise as we offer the realization of that dream of home ownership to 45 families here at Heron Court in Malabar. Today, I salute the hard-working board, management, and staff at all levels of the HDC for their continued dedication to duty. In many instances, there are criticisms leveled against you, and sometimes you feel as though those criticisms are endless. But as your line minister, and I'm sure I speak for my ministerial colleague, I want to congratulate you for always showing up, for always delivering, and for always providing citizens of this country with much needed hope, even as we navigate constraints and you demonstrate a renewed vigor to get your job done. Congratulations. I must take this opportunity to thank the contractors, IT McLeod, and in particular, Tracy McLeod Celestin. And I'm even more excited to thank Mrs. McLeod Celestin because she is one of our few female contractors on these projects. And I congratulate her for ensuring that women play a major role in the construction of these units. Congratulations. I know that you and your team have been very committed to ensuring that this project was completed in time for today's distribution ceremony. And I know that there are more units to be completed, but unlike previous administrations, and permit me here to use one of our old adages, we will not allow the horse to starve whilst the grass is growing. So even though all of the units are not completed, whatever is completed on any project, we will be distributing. Ladies and gentlemen, when we commenced this project in March 2019, it consisted of 58 three-bedroom townhouse units, and we ensured that there was related site infrastructure works, which stands on 1.7 hectares. Today, as the managing director said, 45 units will be handed over, and we expect the remaining units to be completed in November of this year. So the other units will be completed during that time. Isn't that so? Thank you, Mrs. Celestin. And you said it publicly, you're on radio, you're on TV, and you're here. So we expect it to be done. To put the government's housing delivery program into perspective, it is important to examine the most recent work of the HDC. Only yesterday, Minister Lyons and the Member of Parliament for Laventille West, the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, turned the sword to commence the reconstruction, renovation, and revitalization of the first of what will be 96 housing units in Beetham Gardens. Along with the 60 units distributed last month, And what we will distribute today, that brings a total of 201 families who are and will benefit from state-sponsored housing in the shortest possible time. Additionally, earlier this month, the Land Settlement Agency continued its housing lot distribution exercise, enabling an additional 25 families to join the previous 11 who had received fully developed lots of land. And as I see this amount of rain, I am wondering if we should just distribute the keys now. Should I do that? Well, I will do that, but I just have to make the point that the HDC is mindful that it cannot and will never be able to satisfy all the housing needs of every single applicant on its database, but the HDC will work on public-private partnerships, and it will also encourage, and the government, led by Keith Rowley, will continue to encourage the private sector to do its part to provide housing to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me say that the HDC will continue its construction program, and what we have done is ensured that through partnerships with accredited local training institutions like the MIC Institute of Technology, persons working on these projects will be assessed and certified up to level 1 of the Caribbean vocational qualifications, which then allows them to work anywhere in the CARICOM region. The CVQ is predicated on a competency-based approach to training, assessment, and certification, where candidates are expected to demonstrate competence in attaining occupational standards developed by practitioners, industry experts, and employers. So we must ensure a heavy local content using members of the community to develop these housing units. So we are encouraging persons who have the skill and the competence to be part and parcel of the construction. So as the rain continues to come down, I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you who are recipients of keys to your homes today. I wish you every success in your new home. I wish you a happy 60th anniversary of independence. Happy Republic Day. God's abundant blessings on you, your families, and your new homes. And I thank you all for the courtesy of your attention. May God continue to bless our beloved country. The parts of my speech that I was not able to give, I'll slip it under your doors so you will understand what else I wanted to say. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable Camille Robinson Regis. Not just for making sure the potent parts were shared, but the extra mile of slipping it under their doors. At this point, we will commence the key distribution, and what I will simply do is call the names of the recipients who will come, collect their packages and keys, and make their way back to their seats. We will ask distinguished speakers to join us stage side to do that distribution, and at which point I know usually the photographers ask that the recipients take a moment so they can get a picture. We will try as much as possible to make that as quick as possible. So to join me to distribute my first 5 keys, we ask the Managing Director, Ms. Giselle McFarlane, to join us stage side, please. And our very first recipient is Neil Robert. remind you that these persons have been screened, have been checked, and are now graciously collecting the keys to their home just in time for Christmas. So, a cameraman who needs to position them better? Anybody? We're good? All right, nice. Congratulations. Next, Cassius Humphrey and Marissa Humphrey. Congratulations. Marie Singh and Javon Matthew, please come collect. There we go. Lovely pictures. Next, can we have Ainsley Bazzi and Marlene Briggs Bazzi? Marlene thoroughly enjoyed the parang. I saw you singing. And next, an Ayana Maxwell. Congratulations. And I'm sorry, that should be Anya Maxwell. Thank you, Managing Director. We will now ask the Mayor of Arima to join us to do the next 5 distributions of keys. As I am blessed with drops of water. So next we ask Aaron Otley to collect his keys. Akil Denoon, you are next. Bernadette Hamlet, please join us stage side. Camille Scott, please join us stage side. Diana Zamor. Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations to those recipients. To distribute our next group of recipients, or rather our next group of keys, we ask the Honourable Lisa Morris Julian to join us stage side. So we now ask Devon Caseman and Nichelle Caseman to join us stage side, please. Next, Gregory Campbell. Helena Carmen Pear and Michelle Pear, please join us stage side. And it's not the one that we think, but Jason Williams. Please come collect your keys. She says she's learning all the addresses by heart. So I guess you'll get a real good parang. Los alumnos de Malabar, is it? Next, we will ask none other than the Honourable Adrian Leons to join us stateside to assist with key distribution. Thank you, sir. And we will ask Javon Angus Eiffel to add to the list. Next, may we have Joanna Batiste join us? And the baby. May we please have Joel Jeffers and Stacey Ann Headley. Kalauti and Reena Ramutar Singh, please join us stage side. One more. Keon Charles, please join us to collect. Thank you, Minister Leons. As things are winding down, and that is the perfect way to ask Mrs. Robinson Regis to join us. Now, at the end of each once each recipient has their keys, yes, they will take photos, but we will ask the group to stay by the stage sign so we can have one last group photo as well. So we begin with Kern Fleming and Carleen Daniel. Don't go too far. We'd also like to see Kevon Beatrice. Latoya Reed, please join us stage side. And Lyndon Devines, as well as Michelle Phillip, please join us. If only y'all could hear this dialogue. May we please have Owen, Shade, and Candice? Sorry, Shade. Owen Shade and Candice Shade. Charvel Barker, please join us stateside. Trisha McIntosh, please join us to collect just in time for Christmas. I was just about to say. Perfect. Next, Carla Nicholas. I understand that Mr. Nicholas was a fire victim, and the minister absolutely noted and is pleased to distribute his keys to him. Congratulations, Mr. Nicholas. Is Lance C. Prasad ready to collect? He is wearing a mask, and I still saw the smile when the name came up. May we see Carl Von George, please? Everard John, you are next to collect your key. May we have Kendall McMillan? One of our recipients in the protective service, committed to making the community well protected. And lastly, Mr. James Darius. I will remind you that we are asking the last batch of recipients, all of whom have been presented with keys by the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, to join us stage side for a photo. So as we wait for Mr. James Darius to collect his keys, we ask you to reassemble stage side immediately after. So we're asking that you stay, and our recipients, please join us stateside once more. So that would be quite the list. I was about to go through the names, and then I thought the last persons who received photographer will assemble you now. Go ahead. Okay, I can take the list. So at this point, the photographers will be arranging the recipients and of course the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, so that we have a couple more months. We ask the persons on the aisle to please not block the cameras, position yourself slightly differently, specifically the cameraman. So cameramen, we're asked to come forward or back as you are obstructing the live feed. And as we give the recipients, the new residents, a moment to get to their seats, we prepare to end this evening's formalities with gratitude. Of course, there will be many other photo ops as these recipients, these residents, will be viewing their properties this afternoon. But before we come to a close, we must continue to express gratitude. And to do that this afternoon, we will now invite to the lectern the contractor for Heron Court, Malabar, Mrs. Tracy McLeod Celestin, to give a vote of thanks and close this evening's formalities.
Good morning, everyone. His Worship Cagney Casimir, Mayor of Arima, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Member of Parliament for Darbody O'Meara, members of the Board of the Housing Development Corporation, Managing Director of the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, Ms. Jason McFarlane, heads of department at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, divisional managers of the Housing Development Corporation, members of staff, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. My task here this morning is a small but an important one because it's always important to appreciate the efforts of all. So, it is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this joyous occasion when so many families are well on their way to home ownership. For those of you who may not be aware, I am Mrs. Tracy McLeod Celestin, lead contractor of this Heron Court project, which will eventually be the home to many deserving families. Thank you to the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, and the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, for their vision, leadership, and commitment to the provision of affordable, quality residential units that have made home ownership a reality for many families. I must mention a deep sense of appreciation to the HDC executive team, to the chairman, Mr. Noel Garcia, and the board of directors, managing director, Ms. Jason McFarlane. Thank you for the confidence in my ability to complete and undertake this task given to me. To the HDC team, thank you for your cooperation and logistic support in the coordination of this event. It would be remiss of me if I don't give a special thanks to the management and staff at IT McLeod for your hard work, dedication, and support always. Thank you to the Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Ainka Williams. Thank you to the members of the media for the coverage of this event and for joining us and the HDC as they continue to spread the joy of receiving a home for Christmas. Thank you all.
And with all that gratitude, I take the opportunity to thank you for your time, for your attention, to say congratulations to the new residents, and wish each and every one of you a good afternoon. Thank you.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery online draws for Tuesday, 20th September 2022 at 10:30 a.m. Playway, the number 6 Belly, Mega Bonus Ball called.